Hey guys, welcome back to Hatches with Economics. And you know what to do already. If you're new here, welcome, welcome. Please like and subscribe. Please like and subscribe and hit the notification button to get further notifications. So what are these slides about? Why am I showing y'all slides? I'm sure you guys are hearing the madness that's been happening from the black woman that was attacked in the Waffle House, which to me was assault. You can see in the first clip, she's like trying to pull up her dress there, and that cop knew, like, he's pulling down her dress. She got exposed. Even after she got exposed, she stayed exposed for quite some time. Today, we're hearing about a 65-year-old black woman. That's a senior that was attacked, pulled out of her car by two officers for simply not signing a receipt, the ticket. And she didn't have to. You have two choices. Most cops just write, refuse to sign. But there's a loophole in the law that actually allows these cops to arrest people, but she can simply just, refuse to sign. In New York, that's how it is. Like, you rarely see somebody go to jail for a ticket. Like, you write the ticket, they don't sign it, refuse to sign. Cops leave tickets in parked cars all the time. And then you hear about Bob Marley's granddaughter who was staying in a posh Airbnb, and like 7 to 8 squad cars came for her and a helicopter because a white woman saw them and thought they were burglars. Guys, when are you going to stop excusing racism? Not all of you, but some of you. And this is Applebee's, where two black women were having lunch, and the server claimed they were there the day before, didn't pay their bill, and called the cops on them. The poor girl's crying in the video, and it was horrible. It was horrible. And then you have the women that were golfing, black women that were golfing, and they were paid for their course, and they were harassed by the white men there who said they were golfing too slow and called the police. Even when the police came, thank goodness in this case, the police said there's nothing they can do. That's not something you call them for. And then you had a black man that worked with President Obama. And he actually was trying to move into Manhattan, one of the most diversified places in the world. And he got accosted by 6 to 7 cops because another white person saw a black man moving into a nice area. And don't forget this black woman, another incident at Waffle House where she tried to go inside and was locked out of the Waffle House with an angry gentleman there telling her to get the F out of here. So this is what I'm trying to say. Nothing is clean cut. There's going to be complications. And you have these 3 black girls who entered a science contest for NASA and were trolled and harassed by a white troll that was racist with them. So I want to know, at one point, I'm just curious, at what point do we start holding these people accountable? Because you have people like Red Pill Black and Kanye saying, don't be a victim. First of all, a victim is somebody that's affected by trauma. It's a crime. What these people are doing is a crime. And to rob black people, like this lovely lady coming up here who boarded a plane and was told she was fat and black, the lady didn't want to sit next to her, and there were cops waiting for her because the lady that was white lied and said she was hurting her and pushing her. Thank God she recorded the entire incident. And I'm saying, what used to happen before cell phones? Because she recorded this entire incident. This is her recording it. You see her face? She recorded it because she kind of knew, in hindsight, that this woman was going to lie on her, which is kind of crazy that you can't even enjoy your flight as a black woman. You have to record. Thank God she did. They asked for her passport, they asked for her ID, and let her go. Then you have Bob Marley's granddaughter, talking today. It's embarrassing. She's from Jamaica. She's visiting. And 6 to 7 squad cars full of police and a helicopter came for her. They could have killed her. They could have killed her. It is embarrassing. So when are we going to hold these cops, these people, for their crimes? Why are we allowing other black people like Red Pill Black and Kanye to go around and excuse these officers and excuse these people for crimes? Why is it other women and other races can go out there and say things about the Me Too movement, domestic violence, or whatever it is, sexual harassment, and nobody humiliates them? Nobody takes away their right to be a victim. A victim is not something to be ashamed of. This white woman that you see right here called the cops on a black Yale Ivy League student because she was sleeping in the common area. This black man with President Obama got the cops called on him because he's moving into his own apartment. At what point do you stop victimizing the victim when it happens to black people? At what point is the things that happen to us not a joke or not degraded? You can't have black women going golfing and told they can't go golfing, you know, and kicked out in 2018. Like I said, every issue is complicated. And of course, there's things in the black community we need to hold ourselves accountable for. But you can't just say, oh, well, it's okay to arrest a 65-year-old black woman because the black community is a mess. No, it's not. These things were happening way before. And as long as we keep having idiots like Red Pill Black and giving her some type of prestige, like she's some type of classy black woman, she's not. She's a self-hating black woman like the other black women that support her. Look at this woman. She got locked out of a Waffle House, and you're sitting around here. You think it's a joke? You think it's an opinion? You think it's free thinking for someone to say it's not racism? There's racism. It's a fact. It's not an opinion. It's not a free or radical thought. This white woman literally made a black woman die in jail. She lost her entire retirement. The woman right here in the picture, she lost her entire retirement because she had a black person in her courtroom that got into a fight with her daughter, and she was sick and elderly, and she made her die. These black girls, the pictures you see here, that's taken with their phone, they were eating at Applebee's, and got kicked out because the waiter said that they were stealing from the day before. Even though everyone got fired and was reported to Applebee's, this stuff is real. This is not something to negotiate. And I want to know why, to other black people, is our pain not real? Why do other black people, when it comes to the facts of things happening to us, black women dying in child support, black women being attacked, harassed, and accosted by law enforcement, why is it okay for you to use that and say, well, it's a matter of opinion? It's not a matter of opinion if a black man can't move into his apartment in the Upper East Side. It's not a matter of opinion, because that could be me or you. And a lot of black people think, well, that's a black man, so if I'm a black woman. As you can see, black women have been getting the heat this whole week. Black women has been catching it much more. These are the cops that came into Applebee. He think it's funny because the black girl started having a panic attack when she was told she didn't pay for the food the day before. And she's like, I've never been here. He could have easily looked at the surveillance tape, but the amount of disrespect that these people who hold law badges for. This is an Asian guy wrestling a black woman to the floor because he thought she stole something. She didn't steal anything. There's no respect for us. And we need to hold these people accountable for their actions, just like how we have to hold ourselves accountable in the black community for our actions. It's not okay to arrest a 65-year-old black woman because she didn't sign her ticket. You could easily, by Georgia law, put refuse to sign. You have the option to arrest, but use common sense. That's a gray area. It's not okay to have black women playing golf, and because you want to be an asshole and you want to be racist, call the cops. The cops are not your toys. The cops are a serious, they are law enforcement. And you can't compare officers to civilians. Officers are trusted to serve and protect. Officers are given the right to use lethal and deadly force. If they can't exercise judgment, they shouldn't be an officer. And this one got called because she was sleeping. These cops got called because a Yale student was sleeping, and this white girl calls the cops. Like, these white people think the cops are their toys and the cops are their. It's not. It is racism, racism, racism. And when we have black people like Red Pill Black who actually sued when she was in school and won $37,000 for a discrimination suit and comes on TV, it's not a joke. Black women are going to get shot and killed. This is coming to the point where they don't care. Where it doesn't matter if you look classy. Look how beautiful Bob Marley's daughter is with her gorgeous natural hair. Obviously, it's not a burglar. She's in full vacation mode, and she has a strong Jamaican accent. It's not okay to harass young black girls who are entering NASA, a contest. It's not okay for that. And these are the three beautiful young black girls, future scientists of America. We have to take a stand and not excuse behavior on any level, no matter who it comes from. It's not okay for a black woman to be sexually assaulted over a 50-cent spoon. I saw there's a tape out there of a white woman screaming at cops and saying, shut the F up, screaming at them. And she has her finger in their face. It was so bad, she lost her job afterwards. We shouldn't have to be on a plane recording like this sister is doing, just so we can show, just in case we get pulled over. You should be able to be on the plane, reading, looking at your magazine, looking at your e-reader. You shouldn't have to do this. You shouldn't have to. You shouldn't have to call the police on a sleeping Yale student. And until we hold these things accountable, it's going to get worse. And I'm so scared for Black women. I'm fearing for Black women because we don't have an advocate. We don't have protection. We have absolutely nothing. And the few Black women we have out there, like Stacey Dash and Red Pill Black, they're saying this doesn't exist. They're living in Romper Room. They're living in Sesame Street. They're living in a fairy tale. They care more about appeasing their white conservative constituents than actually caring about what's happening to people in their own community. It's not okay to lock somebody out of a 24-hour Waffle House in this day and age in America. People have died for those rights. Military people, veterans have died for those rights that they are disrespecting. If you're a true patriot, you wouldn't do that. If you're a true patriot, you would treat all Americans the same because that is what this flag stands for. That is what this country flag stands for. And that's what so many people have bled and died for. A lot of Black veterans, a lot of Black American people in the Army, in the military, in the Marines, in the Navy. And what are they dying for? So a judge can make a Black woman die in jail because she doesn't like Black people? You need to get it together. And that's why I'm very sensitive when I see people like Red Pill Black being heralded as some kind of classy, demure Black woman. And she's ignoring this poor, intelligent Black woman who got the cops called on her in Yale. That's the beautiful woman right there. It's not funny. It could be your daughter who gets pulled over. It could be your mother who gets pulled over. It could be your wife, your child. And you can't only want to pay attention to it when it happens to you. You can't only want people to stop what they're doing when it's your family. Like I said, do a socio-economic boycott. Stop shopping, stop buying, stop spending. We put a lot of money into this economy. In 2020, it's expected to be $1.3 trillion from Black women because of our spending habits. We need to do something. We got to protect our future. We got to protect our children, and we got to protect our prestige and our ourselves. I'm telling you, it makes me upset. Kanye.